Actually, I'm a Poetry Club virgin, unlike some. And actually, after tonight, I'm still going to be technically a Poetry Club virgin because I'm going to be reading any of my own poetry. But tonight, as it's my first time, I wanted to read a poem which has languished unread since 1976. In 1976, the poet Thomas Blackburn died, and my parents were given a copy of this book, which was dedicated to them by his wife Peggy Blackburn. And it basically says, in memory of Kevin as well as Thomas. And inside the book was a small typewritten manuscript, which was probably one of the last poems Thomas Blackburn ever wrote. And its title is In Memoriam Kevin. Peggy Blackburn was a teacher at our local primary school, and she, amongst others, taught my youngest brother Kevin. And Kevin was also a very lively child, and he used to love on Sundays working with our milkman and taking milk round in the local district while the milkman was collecting money. It was a bit of a busy day for him, but he loved working with the milkman. And it so happened that he delivered milk on Sundays to Thomas Blackburn and Peggy Blackburn. Unfortunately, my brother was killed in a car accident in 1975. And so for my parents to get this up to Thomas died a year later with this manuscript in was quite something. Now this really it's never been published. It's the original manuscript, it's got crossings out, it's not very easy to read. But I think poems need to be read or recited in order to live, and this poem's never really lived. So I thought I'd take the opportunity tonight to read it through, if you're okay with that, and then I can bore you with my own in months to come. So it's called In Memoriam Kevin. He died from a lethal car, mounting the pavement and smashing his head. That small boy in his glory and power, and is numbered among the dead. Cancer, accident, leukemia. I can't understand what is meant by a God who's omnipotent. When the prowlers are on the rampage, was he drunk mounting the pavement like that? And what will be the next stage of that boy whose book was shut when only 6 pages were read? Is it another birth he'll be at, or continue to grow now he's dead? The bough ripped off, the leaves shed. But it's certain he'll be somewhere in his attitude of spring, not only with those who are here in their steadfast lamenting. For the fair and shattered tree, is it change or necessity? Perhaps not, perhaps. I'm sure he is with the immortals now, though the scheme of things won't allow him to tell where he is, where they are. And so their agony, that he will not be alone, but cherished by many a one in the place into which we die. But the bough ripped off the tree, the man who did it will suffer. What does suffering not offer? That boy dying in greenery? On Sundays he delivered our milk, rinsed with gaiety. Now with the eternals he'll be no longer as white as chalk, but blooming and beautiful. This I believe those small, for whom death is absence, a thought, who are only able to see fading leaves, a box, a dead tree. So that's for Thomas and for Kevin. Thank you.